Real story here for you about the CFR control of the mass media. Would they like a magazine? Yeah, dude, I have two over there behind where. Did you hear a magazine about the New World Order? The ills of our country's government. Why is you want me to state? The information
I just walked right into your picture. My bad.
This.
Where's Andrew? Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, I could restore the for. Okay. I was going to give a speech, but since Andrew wanted to speak as well, so I was going to let him go first.
Either way, we got ourselves a circle.
I was just going to leave it over here.
Okay. Well, that was a great time.
Yeah. Exactly right. The wars are about. The UN wars that we're trying to vote. The United Nations is the vehicle, the instrument for spreading war around the world. Send the boys to House of Rothschild, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group. This is their cause for world government. Yep. This flag should be burnt on Independence Day. Rising with the Second American Revolution, folks. Burn this flag, and you will have freedom. Resist the state, because the state's end result is world government. Resist the New World Order.
Mic check. Mic check.
New World Order. Uh-oh, I think we got ourselves a mic check.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to begin by thanking all of you for choosing to spend your Independence Day fighting for the rights that we deserve as Americans. My name is Jeremy Kaufman, and I'm a student at UCLA Law and a co-organizer of this event. Quite honestly, the circumstances that bring us together here today are tragic. We are here because our government has constructed a massive surveillance system. We are here because that construction was done entirely in secret, away from public accountability. And we are here because this secret surveillance program was turned inward on its own citizens. It should come as no surprise to any of us that officials in Washington have spent the last month trying to tell us this is nothing new. Don't worry. You knew about this during Bush. This is no surprise. Then they realized we were too smart for that. So they moved into their next justification, which was, this has to be secret. This is a big issue of national security, and we're all at risk now because Edward Snowden did the right thing, exposing government wrongdoing. Because Edward Snowden is the true patriot here, the true American. Yeah! And so we're told now by the president who got elected by us on a platform of transparency, openness, and accountability that we should be okay with these modest encroachments to our civil liberties in the name of protecting us from some unknown and amorphous boogeyman. But quite frankly, there's nothing modest about a total subversion of the Fourth Amendment. The whole function of this amendment is to prevent against the sort of dragnet, unaccountable surveillance system that's now been constructed. The founding fathers and political minds who helped write the Constitution knew that if a government could place itself above public accountability and above the rule of law, that it would necessarily swell with corruption. And that's what we have here today, folks. Let's look at a historical example of Martin Luther King Jr., who fought one of this country's most egregious and unjust institutions, segregation. In his radical fight for civil liberties, he rocketed to the top of the FBI surveillance list. They bugged his house, they bugged his church, and they bugged his hotels. They then used that surveillance to try and discredit him, to try and say he was having extramarital affairs and that he was a hypocritical preacher. With the benefit of history, we can recognize that he posed no threat. We can recognize that he was a hero who deserves our enduring respect and gratitude for standing up to a fundamentally unjust institution. Now, for 1 second, consider how this history would have unfolded if they had the surveillance systems they now do. Consider whether we ever would have gotten rid of Jim Crow and gotten civil rights. The people that I talk to on the streets, and I'm sure you've heard something similar, keep telling me that if you're doing nothing wrong, you have nothing to hide. That the government can be trusted to moderately encroach on our civil liberties in the name of the proper purpose of protecting Americans. Let me ask you this. Was Martin Luther King Jr. doing anything wrong? No. Did he have something to hide? No. Well, after engaging in its surveillance, the FBI realized that maybe he had some personal things to hide and tried to use those to discredit what was otherwise one of the greatest social justice movements in America. Luckily, they failed. We've seen evil and corrupt leaders come and go throughout the history of nations worldwide, and quite frankly, there's no good reason to think that a surveillance system this massive, this intrusive, and this unaccountable won't fall into the wrong hands, if it hasn't already. So here's what we have to do. We have to do everything we can to stop this unconstitutional and authoritarian spying. And here's the plan. 1, we demand that the government repeal the Patriot Act. 2, we demand that the Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, either resign and Congress launch a criminal investigation onto him. And lastly, we demand that the legal basis, authority, and interpretation by these secret courts be immediately declassified and scrutinized by the American public. We will not back down or quiet down until these demands are met. We will not stop demonstrating until our inalienable rights, those fundamental liberties guaranteed to us by our Constitution, by our social contract with our government, are restored. I'd like to leave you with a quote from free speech activist Mario Savio, who in 1964 led an occupation of Berkeley University in an attempt to gain free speech and the right to demonstrate politically on his campus. In describing just and righteous civil disobedience that all good Americans should engage in, Mario Savio said this: "There is a time when the operation of the machine becomes so odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part. You've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels and upon the levers, upon all of the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who own it, the people that run it, that it's going to stop. That unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all." This surveillance machine is odious. This surveillance, we cannot take even a passive part in this surveillance program. We've got to make it stop, and we will make it stop. This is only the beginning. Thank you.
NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! The NSA's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!